have no mercy for those that come to disrupt the restoration of this struggle. We don't negotiate with anyone. We will never do that. Because when you do things like that, you encourage the same thing to be inside the government, and they will continue to do what they are doing. There's an added that says,
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing platform. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program, and I wish you a very happy new year. Finally, we are now in the year 2025, and as we proceed in the year 2025, we must not forget that we have a lot of responsibilities. Our responsibility in this platform is to give you information and make sure that you have an update on what is going on in Biafra land, more especially things that has to do with the restoration of independent state of Biafra. Today, I am going to share with you a very important video. Please pay attention to this video. In all the information that we see here, you are going to see that they have started again a new deceit to distract us from the restoration of independent state of Biafra. We must not be distracted. It is either Biafra or nothing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it to us, and he has not changed his mind. If anybody tries to insinuate that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have changed, that is a lie. Watch this video from beginning to the end. You will understand that the enemies will never give up. And those of us who are focusing on the restoration of Biafra, we must not give up. Do not get distracted, regardless what you hear or what you see. Always remember that it is Biafran first. All eyes must be on the rising sun. Every eye must be on the rising sun. Do not allow yourself to be carried away with things that are happening around you. The restoration of independent state of Biafra is one thing that we must focus on. We have the United States of Biafra now. Let's watch.
Detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has urged those clamoring for his release not to beg for it, asserting that his agitation for self-determination is a constitutionally protected right and not a crime. Speaking through his lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, Kanu emphasized that his release is a matter of compliance with existing court orders, not an issue of presidential pardon or clemency. Ejimako, in a press statement, said, Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is adamant that nobody should plead or beg anybody on his behalf because he has committed no crime. Self-determination, which is the real issue that got twisted to suddenly become a high crime, is an inalienable right guaranteed under Nigerian law, the United Nations, the United Kingdom, and Kenya. The perverse and unlawful criminalization of this right should not be encouraged through misguided appeals for pardon or clemency. Releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not an act of mercy, but a matter of abiding by the rule of law. Kanu expressed appreciation for those genuinely committed to restoring peace in Igbo land, while cautioning that appeals for pardon might be misconstrued as legitimizing executive or judicial violations of his rights. Ejimako further stated, instead of begging, those desiring his release should emulate the language and tact used by groups like Afenifere, Ohaneze, the World Igbo Congress, ranking members of the National Assembly, the American military veterans of Igbo descent, and other international bodies who have made it clear that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserved to be released because he has committed no offense known to law. He also criticized the Nigerian government's handling of the matter, urging the courts to maintain impartiality. Adenko, what do you make of this story?
Maybe another Nelson Mandela is in the making.
Why do you say that? You're being sarcastic right now.
No, I say another Nelson Mandela is in the making. Now, Mandela, while he was in prison, I'm sure he wrote one book, Long Walk to Freedom. So, for me, it's his right to say whatever he wants to say. Maybe he's also enjoying the publicity which this is given to him, and he's also leveraging on it, never can tell. I wonder when someone will say, okay, my freedom should be on hold because of XYZ. I wish him well.
Did he make any statement that was out of line when he said that now the right, to self-determination is guaranteed under the Constitution, and now he is being tried for the same which is being guaranteed under the Constitution? And he said, if self-determination is his rights as guaranteed by the Constitution, why then is it being criminalized in his own case? That's what he's saying. And when people are begging for his release, it means that he is guilty, and therefore, he's guilty. Hence, they plea for presidential pardon. Because, the president will always pardon the guilty. Why pardoning an innocent man? You ought to let an innocent man go. This is what he is saying in essence.
Okay.
So what is wrong with taking that stand?
Okay, I think let me say this, and I've said it in one of the programs here, and I also say it here again. Despite the fact that there's law of freedom of speech, it's also guided by the law of slander and libel. Law of freedom of association is also guided by unlawful movements and belonging to proscribed organization, and so many other laws which
as at the time this
so many
was IPOB proscribed.
No, as so many other things which are your right. But you know that at some point your right, if this government sees it that it will become a problem, they can also infringe on it. That's true. But the most important one is that Nnamdi Kanu, everybody knew how he was saying all manner of derogatory things against the federal government of Nigeria. And these are treasonable offenses. If you want to go for self-determination or agitation of your country or your what you feel, let there be facts and figures, and do it in a balanced situation. You don't incite people against the federal government. Say more about the Biafra which you believe, and sell the Biafra to the people, and not sit down in a radio station where nobody knows where you're transmitting from and be saying things, even calling the federal government some names which I don't want to say here, very, very unprintable. You don't do that. These are treasonable offenses. So they are looking at it from that point. If you want to go for self-determination, you have a right. It's within your right to go for self-determination, but do it within the law. You can organize symposium, you can call people, but you don't incite people. You and I know the situation in that proscribed radio station where nobody knew or knows where they are transmitting from. You don't do that. No. Even the days of Nadeko, when they started the Freedom Radio, they got prescribed and they went after them. If what you are determining or what you are agitating for is with, sit down somewhere where they know and sell your product, which is Biafra. You sell it, let the people buy into it, but not sit down and incite people. And that's part of the problem we're having today in the Southeast. Is from what they have incited, what they have sold into the psyche of the people. And people, they get convinced with what they hear on daily basis. Okay, now first of all, before we go to the psyche of people in the Southeast, let me ask you a question, Edenwo. Why is Sunday Igboho walking free? Sunday Igboho walking free, if you look at the Yoruba struggle and the Biafra struggle, they are two different formats. They are world apart. The Yoruba, they are doing it more at the intellectual level. Have you heard of any violence in the Southwest? And Igboho has been speaking very glowingly of the federal government. Igboho has never said anything that was inciting. Igboho has not acted in a way that was inciting as well. Then why did he, what was he doing? Was he in Benin Republic or so? When Buhari was the president? And why did that particular country refuse to repatriate him to Nigeria? Why is Igboho free after Tinubu became the president? If you look at their modus operandi, we are looking at that. If you look at the modus operandi of the I will also come to the Miyetti Allah. The Miyetti Allah president. I'm telling you facts. I mean, they are there. The Miyetti Allah president, at some point was in prison for issues bordering on terrorism. And
To a large extent, you can go and research for yourself how he became free. There was no verdict until now. How he became free and he walked free. Now, the question is, if a list has been released on politicians who have sponsored terrorism and currently sponsoring terrorism in the country, these persons are still walking the corridors of power, and nothing is being done. While I'm not making a case for Nnamdi Kanu in any way, by the way, I am not in any way making a case for him, but I am looking at, to a large extent, don't you think that, for years, this matter appears not to have an end? Even political matters that started when Nnamdi Kanu's case started have come to a resolution. But this matter, for years, has not come to an end. Either the court declares him guilty or declares him innocent. That has not been done. Now, to a large extent, don't you think it still trickles down to the psyche of the people in the Southeast, like you're saying? Don't you think it concretizes the fact that they feel marginalized and unloved and unaccepted by the government? Now, the other question would be, some of the things that they talked about were this. Probably you're questioning how these agitations were being done. You're questioning the legality of how they have handled these issues so far. But can you sweep those issues under the carpet and say they don't exist? Now, with the federal government taking a particular position, government after government taking a particular position, and people who appear to have even done similar things are walking free, don't you think to a large extent it concretizes the fact, to some of the people in the Southeast who believe so much in the agitation of the IPOB, that what Nnamdi Kanu has been saying is true?
Nnamdi Kanu as a person, for me, I will still say it here without fear of failure, that his mode of operation, the way he goes about it, that's his major problem. He has said so many inciting statements, made so many inciting statements against the federal government of Nigeria, and these are things that are working against him. Secondly, remember he was granted bail, and the manner in which he jumped bail, everybody knows about it. Thirdly, you also know the way he was caught. And when you catch somebody...
When you say the manner in which he jumped bail, you appear to have forgotten that while he was, let me use that word, parole, in his hometown, his hometown was attacked.
By who?
By the military, of course. And it did take some lives.
And anybody, and the military authority...
And after that, the escape happened.
Hold on. Now, as the military come out to claim that this thing was perpetrated by them, was there any statement to it? In Nigeria we are today, people can do so many things as they manage.
That still brings us to another conversation, Edenwo.
Yes.
Now, if this person of interest, like it or yes, he is a person of interest, not just to the federal government, but to the Southeast and to the stability of Southeast as well. If this person of interest is, under house arrest, and an attack of that nature happens, and it was not condemned by the federal government. Now you're saying that if the military did not acknowledge that they did that operation, then who did? That's the question. Then who did? Why are we not having clear results of investigation? Right? Now the question is, who did? Now, the life and property of every single Nigerian is the primary responsibility of the government, both at the state and the federal level. And that includes the life of Nnamdi Kanu as well. So when things like this happen, we can't sweep them under the carpet that they just happened.
Nobody swept anything.
So, regardless, okay, let's just assume it was done by someone.
Okay.
Why was there no concrete investigation? And where, if those people were, if those people were identified, why are we not hearing that so and so has been done by the courts? They have been arraigned before a court. So and so has been done. These are the questions.
Let's look at it again.
Pending when a court declares him guilty.
Let's look.
He's still innocent and should be treated with dignity, don't you think?
For me, till otherwise, these are, I won't call it allegation, they are charges. Allegation and charges are two different things. Charges are pressed based on evidences and empirical facts and figures. So these are charges against him. It's left for the court to prove otherwise, and we're still in the court. So let everybody come down and allow
you just
the law
maneuvered yourself out of the question I asked you. I'll still ask you that question again.
No problem.
Because yes, I will ask you that question again. I asked you when you were talking about the fact that you said he escaped bail, he jumped bail and all that, he was under house arrest and he ran away. Was there any threat when he was under house arrest?
I'm not aware that.
Interesting. I find that very interesting that you're not aware.
No, wait. First, okay. I knew his place was attacked, but to say who did, I don't know.
Now, if his place was attacked,
normally,
if his place was attacked, how then do you expect him to feel safe?
No,
I'm not playing the devil's advocate, but we are looking at all perspectives right now.
I'm looking at it from the bigger picture. I'm looking at it from a larger perspective. I'm not just being myopic. I'm looking at it from a larger perspective. Now, if his place was, we've had so many instances in the past where military, they attack hideouts, they attack places of perceived people who are under national threat to security, and they come out, issue a press statement that we have attacked XYZ so place, and these are what we found out. But in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, nobody has come out to say, okay, it's the federal government. Even if they assume now that it's the federal, do they have facts? Do they have figures? Do they have evidences? See, we don't whip up sentiments.
That still boils down to the question I asked you. Let's assume there are no facts, there are no evidences, but a person of interest whose life or death will determine the stability of Southeast as it were at that time.
Let me tell you.
Hold on. Is placed under house arrest and his place was attacked, and you say there are no evidences, there are no nobody has come out to take responsibility. Isn't that on its own an indictment on the security forces? Now recall that even when he was under that house arrest, his house was also heavily guarded. Hold on. His house, that house was heavily guarded by security men. How did that happen? How did they get past those security men for that attack to happen? And after that, no condemnation came out. Nothing was said. Is it that we value cows more than human lives in the country? Because I need it to make sense to me.
See.
Make it make sense. Lives were lost as a result. I hope you know that. And they are now, those lives that were lost are now mere chronologicals. We can't sweep things under the carpet.
In Nigeria, so many things are stage managed. So many things are dramatized, and so many things are also blown out of proportion. I can tell
and so many things are underreported as well.
God bless you.
Go ahead.
So now this case, if he says it's the federal government that did it, there should be proof that it's the federal government that attacked his place. At least at that level, he should have what they call this CCTV. At that level, he should have it. At that level, he should have security intelligence that since he's claiming that
you're the one
is a nation.
It's all right. No
he should have that security or that intelligence. There should be intelligence gathering to say, okay, that this was done by the military or the federal government. Okay. Otherwise, they still remain mere allegations.
Binta said today, for the simple reason that she has no jurisdiction to try me. None whatsoever. I came out of courtesy and respect. She stands recused from my case and cannot try my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to NJC. I don't want to talk about it. Justice Binta Nyako is using her position for personal gain. For personal gain. Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. And they told them that if they convict me, this is what happens. You can see it. They don't want the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out in Nigeria. That's the problem. Who is that person? Corruption charges. They sent her to my case so they can release or smoothen the pathway for the husband and the son. They are facing. It doesn't matter if they off it. In a corrupt society, that's what happens. They are very, very corrupt. There is a breach of judicial oath. They have violated the judicial oath. They have shown bias according to Supreme Court. They are biased against me. Supreme Court said so. And that is why what is happening in the judgments and rulings concerning me has been happening. So, disobedience to Superior Court orders. Supreme Court said you are biased. You are against this man. You should not have revoked his bail. Nigeria went to Kenya and kidnapped him. These things are in the public domain. Why, therefore, are they insisting on trying me? A court order was entered. In that very court order, it was said very clearly and succinctly that she is no more. No. That she is no more going to try me. Why are they insisting? Why are they insisting? I ask you. Because they have no case against me. They have no case against me, and they know it.
Thank you so much for watching the program. I appreciate you for your patience to watch from beginning to end. I hope you have learned a lot from this very program that I just played, this video. Please like and share the video. Share to all platforms. After sharing the video, now you can go to the comment section and put down your comments. Whatever suggestions, contributions you have to make, what do you think about the video I just played? Go to the comment section and put your comment. I will go to the comment section, and I bet you I am learning a lot from there, and you can equally learn from there. Let us share our experience on that comment section. Thank you so much, and stay blessed. Don't forget to share, and we continue to bless you as you share. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity, and equity. We move. Airborne.